Silverlight and Air competition is a misconception, I think. So, so there's basically three kind of areas of rich internet application runtimes right now. The one is browsers themselves. So we've got things like Mozilla and Internet Explorer and Safari and Opera, and those have ability to run applications using a number of different frameworks, and there's a lot of great innovation happening there. And then there's a second category, and Air is not really competing with that environment. It's not competing with the browser. I see it as complementary to the browser. Then there's plugins inside the browser. So it's basically trying to extend the capability of the web experience in the browser to add things the browsers don't currently do, whether that's video or it's vector graphics or next generation scripting language, whatever. This is a mechanism to actually add that functionality, and so that's what we've done obviously with Flash for the past decade. We're continuing to do that. Silverlight is taking that same route as a plugin in the browser to enhance what can happen inside the context of a browser. Gears is doing that with local storage. Java has tried to do that earlier, but it was too inconsistent. And then there's probably going to be a bunch more of those kind of technologies that will appear, especially right now since there's a lot of interest in applications in the browser. So that's kind of the second category, and that's where this Silverlight competition comes in with what we're doing in Adobe is kind of a battle between Flash and Silverlight for those capabilities. And competition is good. It's good to have other folks building stuff, and the Flash Player team is staying on their toes. You know, you can see the responsiveness that we had when there was a higher video quality for a brief period of time with Silverlight, and we responded, made sure that Flash was back up on the top again. So, so the Flash team is acting very quickly to not resting on their laurels at all. And then there's a third category, which is an emerging one, which is new, which is enabling these web applications to run on the desktop. And we identified that space very early, as you know, and we worked on a couple of projects before Air, leading up to this time, to learn how to do this, and basically predicted that as these web applications started to get used more and more in the browser, that there were some more features of desktop applications that we couldn't get back in the context of the browser, like having your apps appear in the start menu and some other things, and that we thought those should be enabled to bring these full circle. So that's why we built Air. And for a while when we were doing that, the early feedback we were getting as well, does this really make sense? Like, why do you have to build Air when you can just use the browser? And I think that discussion's evolved more now, and there's a recognition by most people I talk to that there is some value in having desktop applications that are built with web technology, and you can do more things. Now we can show some of those things that we saw today. And now people like Mozilla, for example, who initially thought, you know, it's just the browser, you know, are now producing something called Prism, which is basically a desktop runtime for web applications. So, so there's more recognition that this is a legitimate new space, and so I'm glad to see that. It kind of moves the discussion to how do we make it great rather than whether we should do it. And I think we're going to see now a lot more competition in that space. We'll see other desktop runtimes. I'm sure people are cooking up right now to enable this even better, you know, different approaches. And I think we're far out ahead right now with Air because we worked on it early and we were willing to kind of invest a couple of reps to get where we are.